Hi, welcome to Simply Narelle Stitches, and this is my little corner of YouTube where I talk about my cross stitching. Alright, so today is Flosstube number 55 and it is Monday the 15th of June 2026. I hope you have been well and got lots of stitching in this last week. I have 11 whips to share with you today. 11? Yes. And I'm just going to get into it because today's been all upside down in this house and it's only midday. Oh dear, but anyway, so this could be short and sweet, straight to the point. Let's get into it. So the first whip, in no particular order, this is just the pile that they are in. Now this, I think all of these except for one, no, oh no, a couple of them are Whip Go catch-ups. Most of them are just Kits June projects. All right, so the first one is, I call Vivaco Birds because it doesn't have a name. It just has a number, 35480, I believe. I don't know, but anyway, this is what it's going to look like when it is done. Sorry about the lighting. I still haven't organized my office. I had a very busy weekend of stitching. And I never got my office sorted enough to be able to do the other angle where we have natural light coming in. Anyway, so this one I worked on just once and did 389 stitches. And this one I think had been stitched on only once before when I started. And I feel like I'm on the other side. I don't know. Hang on. Right, so that is where it is at present. I had just previously done this bird here, so I put in all this bird here. So this was a kit, but I'm not sure whether it was a manufacturer's kit or whether it was a shop kit. I don't know. I bought it off a D-Stash site, but that is where it is now. I love those cute little birdies. They are so beautiful. I believe there's back stitching to go around them, but I haven't done that yet. That'll probably be done last, knowing me. Because the reason I say it's probably, I don't know if it's a manufactured kit, because it came with all the floss and the fabric, but the instructions and the cover page are just photocopied. Like it's a photocopy of a kit, if that makes sense. So I don't know whether it came like that to the person who I bought it off the D-Stash, or I've had it that long though, I don't even know, because it's a copy or a photocopy of a plastic bag. You can see the plastic bag in the copy, so I don't know whether the bag was wrecked or had something on there or whatever, and I've just taken it out of the bag and taken a photo of it. But I don't think I would have taken it like that, like as the kit, you know what I mean? So I don't know what the story was with that, but anyway. So that is that one. You can see my pile of whips here. See, that's how far, that's, yeah. So 11 in a week is not bad, I don't think. Could have done a lot more. I had some low stitching days. I was just really, really tired a few days this week. So I did, only a couple of hundred stitches a couple of nights. I was just so tired. I don't know why. Okay, next. Oh, hair's tickling my arm. I wonder what it was. Okay, next we have Pretty Floral Cushion. This is a kit by Semco, a really old one. So I don't know whether I'm going to make it into a cushion or not. I had thought I was going to frame it, but I might, I think that would look pretty on my bed. So my doona cover I have for summer is white with a band of embroidered flowers on it. So I think this would suit that doona cover perfectly. So I may just make it into a cushion. And all this around the edge, so you can see it's really hard to see the way they've got the photo. So the edge after this green border here, that edge along there of all that floral, that's all stitched. So that's a huge, huge border to stitch. Sorry, my hair keeps tickling my arm. I keep feeling there's a spider on it or something. Okay, so this one, again, I worked on it once, did 361 stitches, and this is the whole thing so far. Okay, here we go. Right, so you can't see everything. Wait a minute. No, you can't see everything there either. Is that better? There we go. All right, so that is where it is right now. So I worked on the middle. No, I didn't. I worked on this one. I finished this one. So I'd already done that and that, the border. So there was a pink in the middle here and some greenery, and that is what I did this time around for my 361 stitches. So it is really pretty, and you could, if you wanted to and didn't want to make a full cushion, you could just stitch like one of these with the border and make it a little pillow, like for a hall stand or a table or something. That would be so pretty. That's given me a great idea, actually. Maybe. I'd love to do that on a few of them, but you know, I already have a million projects, so that's probably pie in the sky, never gonna happen. Okay, next, I'll put this one away first. I feel really weird today as well, so sorry if this video is a little bit down or strange, but I took a sugar reading this morning because I have diabetes, and I knew it was getting a little bit up there, but I was shocked when I took a reading this morning. Oh my goodness. So I now need to knuckle down and get my sugars back under control because they are out of control. And I'm very annoyed at myself because I was doing so well. But anyway, such is life. Next, we have Floral Blush Profile. I've got to say that slow or I get it mixed up and I can't work out how to unfold this. This is a Lynart kit. So you've seen this one, if you've been here a little while, you have seen this one a few times. It was bought in the 1990s. And the idea was to stitch it. There's another one that's actually coming up later as well. And the idea was to stitch them and put them behind my bed in the house that I was building at the time. Yeah. We built that house in 2004. We've since sold that house, moved to a different state. And yeah, we still do not have this stitched or its sister one anywhere near what this one is up to. So anyway, but progress is progress, isn't it? And I'm more a process stitcher anyway, not really a I need to get them finished type thing. Obviously with so many whips, I'm never going to get them all finished. Anyway, this is where this one is at now. And I put 551 stitches into this. And I worked up here all in this white. So it was really hard to get the 551 stitches in because I was really tired. And it was white, and stitching on the one colour, no matter what colour it is, if that's all you're doing, is boring. So I probably could have got more in, I think, this night, but it was like, I'm done. So this is going to be quite big. Like, this piece of fabric is massive, and these were going to be two really, really big pieces. They will get there in the end. I'm not on a time frame anymore. They won't fit behind my bed in the current house anyway, because we have one of those narrow, skinny windows above the bed, so there's no wall space to put anything. So I don't know where these are going to go. So they're actually not going to fit in my bedroom, because two walls are one wall is wardrobe, one is the ensuite, and window, big window in the other one, and then behind the bed there's no wall space because it's a little skinny window up above it. So anyway, such is life. That's today's saying, such is life. All right, next, I'm flying through these. I know I probably should not have come on today, but I wanted to get it done. I don't want to miss a week because I know then I'll fall into the, oh, I can't be bothered doing it this week either, and then all of a sudden you won't see me for quite some time. Anyway, guess what? Such is life. Next, we have The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. You've all probably seen this. These were very, very popular when the first series came out. This is the first series, and I'm just stitching them now. And I'm just stitching the first one. Haven't got anywhere near any of the others. Haven't started any of the others. This is just the first one. And this one is not for Just Kits June. This is a Whip Go catch-up. And I'm doing this on a piece of 18 count Aida that I dyed myself. And the colour didn't quite come out like I wanted it to, but it'll do. So I worked on this once for 377 stitches. And that is where it is right now. And what I did this time around was this tree, and that is the start of the house in the background. So basically all I had done before now was the white border and this one little tree. So I did everything else this time around. So loving how that is looking on the fabric. I thought the green, the light green looks a little bit washed out, but I'm sure it will be fine. So I'm doing them all on the one piece of fabric. So this is a really big piece of Aida. And we'll put them all on them. Now, the colour of that fabric is not showing. I was going for vintage country mocha type look, but it's a, that doesn't look too bad there, but it's more a greeny brown. Yeah, you're not be able to tell the colour of it, but I'm sure once it's all stitched and they're all done, it'll be fine. So that was that one. Next up, we have Through the Looking Glass by Bothy Threads. So I'm not really a fan of Alice in Wonderland, but I love the, I think the movie, the cartoony movie, the original, is a little bit weird. Like, I think it's a bit trippy, you know? Sorry. Pardon me. But I love the storyline. Like, I think there's some really cool things in that movie. It's just the way the movie's done is a little bit trippy. Anyway, so that is Alice in Wonderland. And plus it's an institution, so you gotta, you know, it's a classic. So my daughter saw me stitching this one. She's seen me stitching it once before as well, and said that she wanted it, but I took that with a grain of salt because she changes her mind every 5 minutes. But she saw me stitching it again, and the cheeky bugger, she says, "Mum, when you finish that in 20 years, can I have it for my wall?" 20 years, what a cheek. Anyway, this is where it is now. This is Navy Blue Aida, 18 count, I believe. It was in the kit. And I worked on this once for 445 stitches, and I did up here, what did I do? I did the yellow border. I'd done some of the yellow border. I think I'd done down here or something. I carried that across, and then I did these pink flowers here, and the start of the top hat was done. I did his band, his face, and his hair. And that's a little, I don't know, leprechaun-y dude up here. This little guy up here. So that's what I did there. So I keep looking at it and thinking, oh, that's not too bad. There's not a lot to do. But then when you look at the picture again, there's so many little pieces in this. Like, there's a lot of little things to stitch. So, yeah, I'm going to try and get this done by November this year. That's when my daughter's birthday is, and then give it to her for her birthday. We shall see what happens. But that is Alice in Wonderland. Oh, goodness. Okay. And next. So that was a kit, Just Kits June. This is a Whip Go catch-up. And it is full coverage. It is Vintage Summer Garden Bookshelf by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and that is what it's going to look like when it is finished, and it is massive, really, really big. And I'm up in the little tippy top here in the left corner, top left corner, and it is 700 wide by 501 deep, and it's got 90 colours in it. And I'm doing it on 25 count 1/1. No, I'm not. I'm doing it on 18 count Ada. Oh, so it's even bigger. Okay. And my fabric is 45 inches by 34 inches, 18 count Ada. It's huge. Anyway. This one I worked on once and I did 702 stitches. Now I've got to try and find... Okay, here we go. Right. Excuse the parked threads. Okay. So, this is where I am, up here. Now, I did ask a video ago, 2 videos ago, about advice on parking. And I think it was Jenny, I could be wrong, told me that she ignores everything else and concentrates on one little bit so it's easier, because I mentioned in my video that how do you stop seeing stitches that are the same color you're doing really, really close and not stitching them when you're parking, like doing it in order, columns or rows or whatever. And she said she just zooms her chart in so she only sees that section she's stitching on, and then you ignore everything else. So I happened to see, oh, and I happened to see someone link a video by a fairly new YouTube channel. It's a guy in, I'm not sure what country he's in. He does have a strong accent. A lot of people are talking about this video, or this channel, because he's sensational in his teachings and the way he explains things. Really, really cool. He is a watercolor artist and he charts his own paintings. He did a video, which is the one that I saw linked somewhere, about how he stitches diagonally and how he does it. It's a really long video. It's over 2 hours, but I sat enthralled watching it. And it clicked. Like suddenly, how to park clicked. And something about the diagonal seemed to work, or seemed to make sense in my brain. So when I pulled this one out, I went, I'm going to try it. I'm going to convert it to diagonal. Normally, I'm a cross-country stitcher, but I am sick of making mistakes and then having to fudge it. And I see so many other people, beautiful full coverages they do, and it looks just like the picture. Mine, sometimes you can see a little bit, if you look really closely at the picture, you can say, well, that looks a little bit odd there, not quite like the picture. And that's because of cross country, and I keep miscounting. I can't count, obviously. So I am converting this one to the diagonal. So I am so much more confident now in my stitching. You can see there's stitches here. That's from when I was still doing cross country. And I never buy gridded fabric. I just buy the plain 25 count Ada, or this is 18 count Ada. I usually buy, 25 count even weight, but not the pre-gridded. So I am actually gridding as I go in pencil now, and I'm sure that will wash out. Fingers crossed. If not, no, not the end of the world. I'm never going to finish all these full coverages anyway, so you know. But yeah, that is where it is now. I did, I say 702 stitches, and I'm at 0.4%. So not even at 1% now, because this piece is huge. But I am so much loving that. Loving it. It is a lot slower than cross country, I'll admit. And it took me a little while to get my brain sorted with the where to park these threads going across on the diagonal, but I've worked it out now, and I am really, really pleased with that method. And I'm going to convert all my full coverages I have currently to the diagonal, and he does his in a 3-block diagonal. So starts with the 1, goes down the second like 10 block, and then the third one, and that's as far wherever that goes to, that's where he cuts it off. So then he keeps going 10 by 10 block down to the diagonal, but only 3 blocks down. So then you end up with like a long line, and then you come down again and go down the 3, same method. It's amazing. He explains it so well. And the thing I've noticed as well doing this is that you get to see the images in the piece come to life quicker than cross country. Like, you could stitch those 700 stitches cross country and you wouldn't be able to identify anything. So I love that doing this, I can tell already they're the red flowers that are coming in above the first book. So I'm really excited to, you know, as I go along, see bits of the project or the picture come to life. And I love that. It's really, really motivating. So anyway, that is my vintage, what's it called? This name is hard to remember. Vintage Summer Garden Bookshelf by Amy Stewart. Love it. Most of my full coverages, except for my 4 pain-free crafts. Oh no, and a few others, but 3/4 of my full coverages are Amy Stewart. I love what she does. So anyway, that was that one. And I think that day, that must have been, I was going to say it must have been a weekend, but it can't be. Was it? No, it must have been one day. I don't know when it was. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. What happened Friday? Oh, I know. Friday I got about, was it Friday? I woke up not feeling great. I'd only got like 4 hours sleep. And I went, I'm having a day off. So I took the day off and I stitched all day. And I'm pretty sure that's the one that I stitched on for Friday. To get 702 in one day, I'm pretty sure that's the day I did that, because there's no way I'm getting 702 of a night, I don't think. But anyway, could have been. Yeah, anyway. Who cares what day it was? I got 702 stitches on it. Next is the sister chart. So to the other one, the frontal view. No, the profile view, floral blush profile view. This is floral blush frontal view. So this is the sister chart to the other one I showed you. So these two were going side by side behind my bed. And this one is the poor sister of the other one. I've worked on the other one so much more than this one. Yes. This one I put into it 357 stitches. And it is so much further behind. Let me work out how I'm folding this so that you can see it, because the fabric is massive. That's how wide it is, and it's folded over at the top, and that's how long it is, and it's folded over there again. So these are massive pieces. They're printed linen that were in the kit. So there we go. That is where it is right now. So this one, what did I say? I'll put in 357 stitches. So now I always put my needle minder top left, because on something like that, you don't know what that is and you can't tell what that is. And it's like, which way does it go? Is that upside down? Is it sideways? Who knows? But that's why I keep my needle minder top left, so I know. And that is where it is. So I did a lot of this yellow down here was my 357 stitches. So like the other one, I'm going to work up and then finish off coming down, if that makes sense. So there you go. So this one needs a lot more love. The other one is outstripping it. And these whips, I never liked the fabric for a long time. I think that's probably why I wasn't stitching on them. I just didn't like the fabric. But now I've got over that and I actually like stitching on the fabric now. So do you ever get that with your whips? It's like there's something about the whip that you don't like, but you can't put your finger on it. And therefore you don't pull it out and stitch on it for whatever reason. And then suddenly you'll get to a stage in the whip where you sort of seem to get over whatever that problem was and you stitch lots on it. It becomes enjoyable. Well, that's what that one is. Or those two are now. Same with this one. Yeah. This one I didn't pull out much, never really liked it, but now I'm enjoying stitching on it. And what am I talking about? I am, talking about my Rugby League Rumble piece, the I'll Be Home Cottages All-in-One by Twin Peak Primitives. I'm up to July, which is up here. No, it's not. That's April. July, here. I should see that. You'd think I'd know. Like, I've just spent hours and hours stitching on it. But yes, I'm up to July. And I finished it. I finished July. Look at that. So I'm counting this as a finish on my 60 by 60 because these are huge. And if I wasn't doing it all in one and I was doing them as an individual month stitch, then it would be definitely counted as a finish. So why not count it as a finish when it's all in one? So each month is a finish. That's how I'm counting it. So I had finished the house. So this week I did the tree, pot plant, whatever it is here, the birds, the letters, and the border. The border was like down to here and sort of down to here. So I finished off the border, as well. And that is for when my rugby league team, the Dolphins, plays. And we played Friday night, Thursday night, one night we played. And we won. I didn't think we would because we were playing a team that was 4th on the ladder and we were 7th on the ladder. And we beat them convincingly, 48-10. So that meant I had to put in 480 stitches. Well, I stitched on this while they played, plus I wanted to finish the month. So the next day I did some more stitches on it for a total of, where is it? I don't know, I didn't add it up, but it was well over. So it was 389 on the first day that I stitched. I think that was while they were playing. And then 870, no it wasn't, I remember. I was stitching on the vintage summer garden bookshelf and I was enjoying that, so I didn't want to stop stitching on that while they were playing. So while they were playing, I stitched on that one. And then the next day, I stitched on this, or maybe later that night, I can't remember. And then the next day, I wanted to finish it, so I did more. So I did 389 on one day, and the next day I did 875 to finish it. But I am actually 75 stitches in credit now. So I've caught up with all their past scores and I'm actually in front now. So I will stitch on this again Wednesday night because it is the second State of Origin game. So I will start August over here on Wednesday night and hopefully I'll be in front because then we play again one day this coming weekend. Yeah, so that is I'll Be Home Cottages and it's a finish. I didn't look at what finish that was. I should. Hang on a minute and I'll tell you. Just put it away. I didn't get to stitch on When Witches Ride, unfortunately, which is what the next one I'm trying to actually get finished, totally finished. But so it's finished 47 of my 60 by 60. Yay! So I need something to colour this in with. I got nothing close. Oh God. Hang on a minute. Sorry. I'm getting really close. Here we go. Found a highlighter. First one was really pale yellow. You weren't going to see anything. So then I found a blue one. So there's my 47th finish. Yay. And that's all I have to do. Not going to happen by August. But I'm aiming for the end of the year now. We'll see. That's very high and mighty, but we'll see. But I do have something coming up from August that, yeah, I may get a lot more stitching in than I normally do. Talk about that later. Okay. Next we have, so that was a Whip Go, no, that wasn't Whip Go Catch Up. That was my Rugby League Rumble. Next we are back to the Just Kits June, and we have the Dimensions banner. What's it called? Cardinal Joy banner. So this is a kit by Dimensions. Comes with the hanger at the top, and there's a bell in there as well. So there you can see that hanger. It comes with that hanger and the little bell, sorry, to hang off the bottom. And this is where I am. And I put into it 254 stitches. So sorry about the hanging thread. It was up the top of my Q-snap and I couldn't stitch any further up, but there was too much thread there to cut off because the yellow keeps going across here. So that's why I've got that yellow hanging thread. So you can see the start of the cardinal come in. So I stitched the yellow up on each side as far as I could. I started the red up here, and then I started on the bird in the middle because I still had red on my needle. So I thought, well, let's start on the bird in the middle. So here we go. That is that one. And what did I say? 357 stitches I got into that one. Sorry about the big crease in the middle. It's been folded in the kit for a long time. Okay. And does anyone know what's happening with Dimensions? I think they've been bought out or something. I don't know. Never got any notification, you know, from my Dimensions supplier here in Australia. No notification, nothing. Had no idea what was going on. But anyway. Next. This one I worked on yesterday. And it is an old Design Works kit. If You Sprinkle. This is by Joan Elliott. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seatie. So that's an old one, but it's really cute and funny. And the copyright is, it just says copyright Joan Elliott. It doesn't actually have a year on it. It's an old one. So anyway, it is 14 count Ada, I believe. Let me just move my needle mind out of the way. This one I put 517 stitches into yesterday. That is where it is right now. Ignore the green threads that are hanging. So what I did this time was the words, and then this started on the border. I couldn't go all the way down the border because the Q-snap was there. So that's why I've got these two threads hanging to finish this border. And I was so confused doing this border. Oh my gosh, you can see they're like U's, I guess, but one's up, one's down. And I was just, oh, man, it was doing my head in. I was trying to watch a movie at the same time, so maybe that's why I was getting confused. And I found it so difficult to do them. Like, you'd think they're really simple, but no, my brain just couldn't handle it. And then I started the crosses of the green, which are meant to be leaves, because it's like a vine all the way around with flowers. You can see the vine with the little blue and pink flowers. So I started doing that, and I don't know, I hope I've got it right. Who knows? Anyway, so that is what I did. And do you realize there's like, I've got 517 stitches because there's a lot of stitching in these words. So, because I count, it's back stitch in the words, and so is this. But for every 2 stitches counts as 1 stitch. And there's a lot in there. I was so surprised. Anyway, that's where it is. One more. That's it. Just one more to share. And this is a new start. Yes. I didn't mark it off. It's a Whip Go New Start because I haven't done any of my new starts on my Whip Go boards. So let me have a look. I'll show you my Whip Go boards. So what I'm doing for the Whip Go catch up is any calls from January through to June, I'm doing in order of when they were called, basically. And because I have 5 Whip Go boards, that's a lot of projects because it's 15 projects per month. So no, it's not. It's 10 per month. 1 month was 15 because there was the middle one called. Anyway, it's a lot of projects for Whip Go. So I'm working through them as they're called, going back because I stopped Whip Go for a while, wasn't doing any of it. But I'm catching up, if that makes sense. If a project I work on hasn't been called yet, I'm still marking it off so that come the later half of the year, I shouldn't have much Whip Go to do because I've done most of it by then. So this example, this is the first Whip Go board, and you'll see there's projects on here I've coloured in, which means they're done, but they haven't been called yet for Whip Go. So the ones with the dates on them have been called and I have stitched them. So I only have 3 left on that board and a few more on this one. So that's the second board. The third board, and when I made this board, I put every single project that I had on it. So that's why I've got 5 boards. But then there's a few that I've obviously started since I made this board and they weren't on here to mark off. I'm going, oh no, that's not fair. I should be able to colour something in. But anyway, here you will see there's new start. So that's a new, that's a new start for May. That was called in May. So that is, I'm going to colour that in actually. Oh, and one was called in June as well. So I haven't coloured one of them in yet, but I will, one of them. I will because I started this one. So you'll see the ones that are outlined means they've been called, but I haven't done them yet. So that is the Mad Tea Party. I'm pretty sure. No, that's not a kit. That's Bella Filipina, I think. But if it's a kit, it will be done this month. If it's been called and not done yet. Anyway, right. So this one, my latest new start, is called Complimentary Callers. It's a crop. It's by the Cross Stitch Studio. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't that stunning? Absolutely beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. So this is 550 stitches wide by 350 high with 105 DMC colours. And the reason I wanted to start it more than anything is because I wanted to have another stitch, or have another go at the diagonal diagonal stitching. And that is what I've done so far. So it's all lots and lots of black. And is it 564, that colour, that greeny colour? Can't remember. But this one, I did 509 stitches on and it's at 0.26%. And I'm thinking over here, a little bit over here, I should start to see a flower come in. So that's that top pink flower. That will come in very, very soon, I think. So I am loving this and I'm really, really fighting to not stitch on this continuously and keep going with the kits that I'm doing just kits June. But I'm thinking I've only got a week maybe. I had 21 kits actually. So this is my little notebook that I've got all my kits in. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more kits that I haven't done yet, because as I spin the wheel they come off the wheel, so there's only 7 more left. So after the week then I will come back to this and stitch more on this, because I want to see this flower coming. I know it's not going to get me my goals done of my finishes, is it? But yeah, you know, I make plans but I'm prone to change them, so that's just the way my head works. Anyway, that's all the things that I worked on this week. Right, so now plans for this coming week. Keep going with Just Kits June. To force myself, keep going with Just Kits June. Don't get sidetracked. But I'm also going to, I'm going to want to stitch on that full coverage more. So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do my kits, probably maybe 300 a night on a kit, and then stitch on that until I've seen that flower come in, and then I'll go, okay, now I have to put it away because I have things I want to finish. So then I'll do When Witches Ride, or I've still got the Farm Girl sale that I'm trying to do as well with Fat Quarter Shop. So I can't stitch on that all the time, that full coverage. I do have to do other stuff. But anyway, that's the plan. So we will see what happens. So if I don't come back next week or for a few weeks, then you know I've got totally into my full coverages and I don't have enough to show you to come back to show you anything. So yeah, that's, if I skip a week or so, that's why, because I'm engrossed in my full coverages and I'm not going to come back and show you 2 or 3 projects. It's not worth anyone's time for that. All right, anyway, next we have, last week's winner of the Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. And the winner is Multiple Lanes Creative Brain. Yay, congratulations. Please email me. My email will be listed in the description box below. Send me your physical address and I will pop that in the mail one day this week for you. All right, so this week, what have we got? Please be 18 or over so that I can ask for your address. Don't use the word giveaway, prize, anything along those lines. And I'd really appreciate if you could be a subscriber. I won't hold you to it if you're not, but you know, please think about subscribing. That'd be really nice. Right, so what do we have this week? We have from Silver Creek Samplers, we have the Sing a Sampler series. So do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. I'm not going to sing it, but I'm sure you're all singing it as I was going through that. I stitched these in a stitch along a few years ago. Love them. Really, really beautiful charts. So it's a series. There's 4 packets to the series. Okay, so that is up for offer this week, and the keyword is sing, S-I-N-G. You don't have to put it in a sentence or anything. You can just pop it in as that's the only thing in your comment. That's perfectly fine. I will draw the winner next Monday, and good luck. Thank you for watching. That's all I have for you this week. So if you've liked this video, please give it the thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And any comments or anything, I love responding to comments and reading them all. I respond to every single comment. So thank you so much for watching. And until next week, well, hopefully next week I don't get sidetracked with my full coverages. Until next week, have a fantastic week and get lots of stitches in. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.